When the night slowly gives way to the first light of day, the earth offers us a quiet gift. This gift is the morning dew. It appears without noise, without any effort, and without asking for attention. On the tips of grass, on the leaves of trees, on the petals of flowers, small drops shine like clear jewels. They are born from the cool night air, and they disappear when the warmth of the sun arrives. Morning dew teaches us about silence. In our busy lives, we often forget the power of what is silent. We hear many voices, many demands, many worries that fill the mind. But the dew does not speak. It does not push its way into the world. Still, it is present, soft, and full of beauty. In this way, it reminds us that silence itself can carry meaning. It shows that peace is not something we must chase with force. It is already here, waiting in the still moments of the morning. The dew also shows us that true gifts are often small. They do not come in large, heavy forms. They do not need to last forever. A gift can be brief, yet still touch the heart deeply. When we see the fresh drops shining at dawn, we may feel calm, or gentle joy, or a sense of wonder. That feeling itself is the gift. So when you wake and see the dew, pause for a moment. Look at how it appears, and how it shines. Think of it as the earth's silent greeting, a reminder that beauty can come quietly, without a word, and leave before the world fully wakes. When we see morning dew, we know it will not remain for long. As soon as the sunlight grows warm, the drops begin to vanish. They melt into the air, and the places where they rested become dry once again. This quiet change speaks to us of impermanence. Nothing that is born will stay forever. Everything that appears must also pass away. For many people, the truth of impermanence is difficult. We hold on tightly to the things and the people we love. We wish they could last without end, but the dew tells us that life does not work this way. Just as each drop disappears in its time, so do the moments of our own lives. Instead of fearing this truth, we can learn to see it as natural. It is not something cruel, but part of the rhythm of existence. When we accept impermanence, our hearts can become lighter. We do not have to fight against the flow of time. We do not have to deny that things change. We can begin to see the value of what is here now, the smile of a friend, the warmth of a cup of tea, the quiet of the morning. These are like drops of dew. They will not remain forever, but that is why they are precious. The dew reminds us that every ending is also a return. What seems to vanish does not truly die. It becomes part of the air, part of the sky, part of the wider world again. In this way, impermanence is not only loss, but also transformation. The lesson of the dew is that to let go is also to allow something new to come. Morning dew shines most brightly in the short time before the sun grows strong. Its beauty is fragile, like a dream that fades as soon as we wake. When we notice the dew, we are invited to see the charm of moments that do not last. These fragile moments are often the most beautiful, because they cannot be repeated in the exact same way. In our daily lives, we often look for things that feel strong and certain. We want safety. We want plans that will not fail, and we want treasures that cannot break. But the dew tells another story. It shows us that fragile things can hold a special beauty that strong things cannot. The sparkle of the dew is gentle, not hard. Its life is short, not endless. And yet, it touches the heart more than a stone or a wall ever could. When we learn to see beauty in fragile moments, we become more awake to life itself. A kind word, a shared laugh, a quiet evening with someone dear, all of these are fragile. They cannot be captured or saved forever. But their shortness is not weakness. It is what makes them shine. Just like the dew, their beauty lies in the fact that they pass away. If we wait for grand or permanent joys, we may overlook the small wonders around us. But if we let ourselves see fragile moments as treasures, then even the ordinary can become full of light. The dew glitters for a brief time, but in that briefness it shows us how to find beauty in what does not last. It whispers that life is richest when we notice what is delicate and fleeting. Before the sun rises fully, there is a special stillness in the world. The air is cool, the birds are just beginning to call, and the light is soft and gentle. In this quiet hour, the morning dew rests on the earth, waiting without hurry. This stillness carries a deep lesson. It shows us that life has moments where nothing needs to be done, where the world itself pauses in calm. We live in a time when many people feel they must always move, always act, always achieve. The day is often filled with duties and noise, and even in the evening the mind does not rest. But the stillness of early morning offers us another way. It reminds us that silence and calm have value of their own. Just as the dew waits before it disappears, we too can learn to wait without rushing, to breathe without striving, to simply be. When we notice this stillness, it can touch our hearts like a gentle hand. The silence is not empty, it is full of life. The grass, the sky, the unseen movements of the earth, all are present in this pause. The dew is not anxious about when the sun will rise. It does not resist its vanishing. It simply rests until the light arrives. By looking at the dew in the early dawn, we are invited to feel this peace within ourselves. We are reminded that the rising sun will come in its own time, and not before. The stillness of the world tells us that waiting is also part of living. Like the morning dew, we can rest in the present and let the light find us when it is ready. Morning dew does not try to be more than it is. It is simply a drop of water resting on a leaf or a blade of grass. Yet in its simple form, it reflects the entire world around it. If we look closely, we may see the sky, the trees, or even our own face within a single drop. In this way, the dew becomes a mirror of simplicity. It shows us that what is plain and unadorned can still hold great depth and wonder. In our daily lives, we are often taught that more is better, more possessions, more power, more recognition. But the dew does not follow this rule. It has nothing extra, nothing added. Its beauty comes from being small, clear, and pure. The dew invites us to reflect on how much of our own stress comes from the search for more. When we measure life by what we gain or achieve, the heart becomes heavy. When we return to simplicity, the heart becomes light again. Simplicity does not mean emptiness or lack. It means clarity, like water that is clean and fresh. It means being present without being crowded by endless desires. The dew, in its quiet way, teaches us that less can reveal more. By being small and simple, it opens a window to the vastness of the sky. When we see the dew shining, we may remember that we do not need to hold so much to feel whole. Life can be rich when we live simply, when we allow small things to shine. In the tiny drop of morning dew, the whole world is reflected, showing us that true richness is found not in excess, but in simplicity. When we look closely at the morning dew, we notice how each drop rests carefully on its place. Sometimes a blade of grass bends slightly under its weight. Sometimes a flower leans, carrying just one shining bead. The dew is light, yet it still has presence. It teaches us that even the smallest things leave a mark on the world. Nothing is too small to matter. In our lives we may feel that our actions are too small to be important. A kind word, a smile, or a small gesture can seem like nothing. But the dew reminds us that every drop has weight, no matter how gentle. Just as the earth feels the touch of each tiny bead, the world feels the touch of our small actions. What we do may not be loud or grand, yet it still shapes the lives of others in ways we may never see. The gentle weight of the dew also tells us about balance. If the drop is too heavy, the grass bends, until the drop falls. If it is too light, it dries and disappears quickly. In the same way, our lives rest best when we do not carry too much nor too little. We all have a natural weight, the presence we bring into the world. When we accept this weight with calmness, we learn to live in harmony with what we are given. So when you see dew bending a leaf or a flower, remember that small things carry meaning. The world is not built only by great rivers, but also by countless drops of water. Each drop matters, and each of us, in our gentle weight, also matters to this vast and delicate earth. Morning dew is born in the meeting of two worlds. It comes when the cool air of night touches the warmth that begins with dawn. The dew is not fully of the night, nor fully of the day. It is the child of both, resting quietly in the space where darkness and light meet. In this way, the dew shows us the beauty of transition, the delicate dance between night and day. We often think of life in clear divisions, light or dark, beginning or ending, success or failure. But the dew appears in the middle ground, reminding us that much of life happens in between. The important changes in our lives often come softly, like the moment when the sky begins to glow, but the sun has not yet risen. These in-between times are not empty. They are full of possibility. The dance of night and day also speaks of harmony. The night does not fight the morning, and the morning does not destroy the night. They pass into each other with grace. The dew rests for just a short time, held gently by this balance. In our lives too, we are always moving between different seasons, youth and age, joy and sorrow, holding on and letting go. Like the dew, we are shaped by the meeting of these forces. When we see the dew shining at dawn, we are reminded that life is not only about one side or the other, it is about the movement between them. Just as the dew glows for a brief moment in the dance of night and day, we too can find beauty in the spaces of transition, where one world slowly becomes another. Morning dew does not call for notice. It does not shine to be praised or to be remembered. It simply appears on the earth, quiet and unassuming, and then disappears when its time has passed. This gentle way of being shows us humility. The dew teaches that what is small and modest can still hold deep value. In the world, many people are taught to seek attention, to be bigger, louder, or more powerful. We often believe that worth is measured by size or strength. But the dew does not follow such rules. It is soft, it is temporary, and it is easily overlooked. Yet when the sun touches it, the dew sparkles more beautifully than anything made by human hands. Its value lies not in how long it stays or how great it seems, but in its quiet presence. When we open our hearts to small things, we discover how much they can teach us. A kind glance, a gentle word, or the song of a bird in the early morning, all of these can be like the dew. They are simple, yet they bring light to the day. By honoring the small, we also learn to live with humility. We realize that our lives too are part of something greater, and we do not need to stand above everything to shine. The dew's lesson is that humility is not weakness. It is strength that does not need to show itself. It is beauty that does not demand to be seen. When we walk with this humility, we can live in harmony with others and with the world. Like the morning dew, we can be small, yet still bring quiet light wherever we are. When the morning sun grows warm, the dew does not struggle to remain. It does not cling to the leaf or fight against the air. Quietly and gently, it disappears, returning to the sky from which it came. This soft vanishing carries a profound lesson. It shows us how to let go without resistance, how to move with the flow of life instead of against it. In our human lives, we often resist change. We hold tightly to people, places, and moments because we fear losing them. We try to keep things as they are, even when time naturally asks us to release them. This resistance can bring us pain, because nothing in life can stay unchanged. The dew reminds us that release can be peaceful. To let go does not mean to lose everything. It means to return what was borrowed, with grace and with calm. The beauty of the dew lies not only in its shining presence, but also in the way it disappears. Its passing is soft, almost invisible. There is no bitterness, no fight, only a gentle return. When we look at this, we can reflect on our own lives. If we can vanish without resistance, whether from anger, from pride, or from attachments, we too can return to the larger whole with peace. The dew shows us that the end is not a failure, but part of the circle of life. By releasing without struggle, we create space for new light, new growth, and new beginnings. In this way, the vanishing of the dew becomes not a loss, but a reminder that every ending can carry quiet dignity and quiet peace. When we think of morning dew, we see how something so small can carry so many lessons. It speaks of silence, of impermanence, of fragile beauty, of stillness, of simplicity, of balance, of harmony, of humility, and of letting go. All of these truths are contained in tiny drops that shine only for a short time. The dew does not ask us to notice it, but if we pause, it gives us a moment of wonder. Gratitude grows from this awareness. When we open our eyes to the quiet gifts of the world, we feel thankful not only for the grand and lasting things, but also for what is brief and gentle. A single morning, a single glance, a single breath, each can become enough when seen with gratitude. The dew shows us that life is rich, not because it gives us everything forever, but because it offers us these quiet wonders, again and again, in new forms. When we carry gratitude in our hearts, even small things become treasures. The coolness of dawn, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of leaves moving in the wind, all remind us that we are surrounded by gifts. Morning dew is one such gift, a teacher that arrives silently and departs without resistance, leaving behind its message of beauty and peace. Before I close, I would like to express my deep thanks to those who have supported this journey. Your kindness through likes, subscriptions, comments, super thanks, and membership means more than I can say. Each gesture, like each drop of dew, may seem small, but together they shine with great light. I am truly grateful for your presence and for walking this path with me.